Welcome to the Empowered Podcast with Deanna Merlino, a personal development show where I will be sharing with you just how to transform yourself into the best version of you, both inside and out. From fitness and nutrition to business and positive mindset work, I'll be showing you exactly how to live your best life. I'll be keeping it as real and raw as it gets. So get ready to peel back the layers and really transform yourself under the surface, because nothing is better than finding your purpose and living this life as your true, authentic self. So I have a really fun addition to utilize as a source that I would love for you guys to do at the start of your day, every single day, to just keep you on track, help you with your goals, really get you into a positive mindset every single morning, because what we do in the morning is how we are going to shape our entire day. I have this fancy little sheet that I'm calling Day by Design, and it's an editable PDF that you're going to be able to fill out even as your day goes on if you need to. Some of it is meant to be for you to do as your day goes on. And some of the things that are in there are going to be the mood that you're feeling for the day, tracking your exercise, your water intake, and your meals. You're going to write what you're grateful for, your schedule, your goals, your get to-do list, because I don't like to say to-do list or have to do, a money tracker, and just keeping everything in one place for what you need to do today, tomorrow, and for all the days so that you can make sure that you stay on track and have the best day that you can. So in order for you guys to get this, I'm going to have you go to my website, which is www.deannamerlinofit.com. And you're going to get asked to sign up for a newsletter that you will then get this in exchange for free. So super easy. You don't have to do anything but sign up. And after that, you'll get a quick little welcome letter. And then once a month, I will send out a newsletter that is going to keep you guys up to date with me, so you can just get to see the ins and outs of what's going on in the life of Deanna Merlino and the Empowered Podcast. Can't wait for you guys to utilize this, and just can't wait to see you guys sharing it on social media as well, hitting your goals, helping others do it as well. Please take advantage of this. It will definitely be fun for everyone involved. Welcome back again, my empowered friends. We are on week 4 of the Empowered Challenge. So I'm so proud of you guys that you have made it this far. Regardless of how it's going, I'm so proud of you. But I have a feeling that most of you have been committed to this, giving it your all. And at this point, you should be starting to feel pretty amazing, which is really exciting. And if you're like, oh man, I just started listening to you, I didn't do this, you can still get signed up, because it's still going to have all the exercises for the month that we already did. And then you're still going to have your month membership. So even if the challenge is ending, you're still going to have what's left of it and then the remainder of your subscription. So either way, it's a win-win. Definitely jump in and join us. Aside from the challenge, which I'm just so proud of you guys for, seriously. Last week, we did talk about what happens when the going gets tough, how to get through it. And this week, I want to change things up a little bit and get back to like a nice positive place. And we're going to talk about being a forever student. So I have like 2 different concepts for this. And then I'm also going to do this fun little thing from here on out where I kind of give you guys a little bit of homework, I should say a challenge, to add into everything that we're already doing to really just like amp up our results, because I want to give you guys the best results possible. So the first thing with being a forever student is literally on the aspect of like always be learning. And what I mean by that is when you walk into a room, are you the smartest one there? Because if you are, that's a problem. You don't want to be the smartest person that you hang out with or the most successful or whatnot. You want to be surrounding yourself with people that are always challenging you, growing you, helping you to find and adapt your strengths, all the things. So I want you guys to always be around people who you're learning from. So if you feel like you're the smartest person in the room currently, well, that is a great sign that you need to change the people that you're hanging around with. I think that it's never a good thing to feel like you have arrived or you've like completed something, because we never arrive. We're always going to be changing and growing and all the things. So just make sure that you always find someone to look up to learn from, because there's so many things that we can learn along the way. One really great way to do this is to listen more and talk less. I was actually reading something that said something along the lines of when we're in a conversation, only 10% of us are actually having that conversation interaction properly, because it's so natural for us to just want to talk, and we end up talking over the other person, even if you mean well. But that's going to make them feel like they aren't being listened to, like they don't matter. And you don't want to do that to the people that you're conversing with, because you probably actually care about them. So make sure that you take the time to actually just take in what they're saying and have a more engaging conversation. It's also going to make you really good at having conversations in business, whether you're looking for new business partners or just being successful in general, because again, people want to feel listened to, like they matter. And also when you are talking, you're not actually taking anything in. You literally cannot take something in while you're talking at the same time. It's like one side of your brain is working while the other one literally can't. So I just doing some research, I was trying to find some statistics and stuff. I saw that like while hearing is a automatic response, like if you have no hearing, issues or anything like that, but it's not normal for us to actually take everything in. It's an exercise that you have to actually learn. So for example, somebody could live near a train station and someone else is like, man, I don't know how you live near these trains. And they say, oh, I don't hear them anymore. They're not lying. They've actually learned to tune them out. Well, that listening habit of tuning things out is way more natural for us than actually taking things in. So that's not the challenge for the week, but I do challenge you guys to make sure that when you're having conversations for the rest of this week, to actually try and take things in and listen instead of talk. I actually have to try really hard at this because I just get so excited when I talk to people and I hear something and I want to be relatable, which a lot of us do. So I'm like, oh my God, I do that too. Or you start to tell them your story before they even finish their story. That's so rude. And you don't mean for it to be. It's just kind of like a natural reaction. Another thing that I actually learned recently from Catherine Zenkina, she is the manifestation babe who I adore. I have learned so much from her. She said something that was kind of like, when you're saying, I know, you're not listening. And if you're saying, I know, that means you don't know. Like if someone's giving you, say, some advice or different perspective, which if someone has your best intention in mind, it's such a good idea to actually listen to them because we're so close to our own stuff that we don't see what could be right in front of our face. So it's nice to get that perspective from someone who, key point here, actually wants the best for you and knows you well. So she said something along the lines of, you only actually know if you're living it. If you're not actually living it, then you don't actually know. So stop saying I know. So that is a challenge that I have for you guys this week, is to not say I know for this whole week when it comes to someone trying to give you a teachable lesson. Like, for example, Deanna, you should eat more salad because it's good for your insides and it'll make you feel better. If someone said that to me right now, in all honesty, if I just said, yeah, I know, that is me saying, I know, but I'm not listening. We should actually take the things in and make effort to actually apply them. And then that means you actually are learning. And that's when you're going to feel better. You're going to take in all these new things, whatever it may be. I just picked a random thing being about food, but it could even be if someone's trying to tell you, I don't know, something like, did you know in history this is this and this happened? And you say, I know. Do you actually know? Or are you just trying to end the conversation? When someone doesn't have your best interests in mind, though, seriously, like, I'm not telling you to just say I know and then do what they tell you to do. I just want you to be open to having conversations and learning so that you are always growing. The next thing that I'm going to say about being a forever learner is that I am addicted to learning. Like, I genuinely, like, instead of drugs or I don't know what, I am actually addicted to learning. I always want to learn more. I do not like to settle with being just told things and accepting that that's how it is. I love to ask questions. I love to take courses. So that's kind of where this concept for today came up. Was I actually decided to sign up to become a certified NLP, which if you guys don't know what that is a neuro-linguistic practitioner, which essentially means brain language. And that kind of goes hand in hand with me getting my certification as a transformation specialist. I didn't know that's what it was about when I signed up for it, but it's more about like the mental reasons why we do things and reprogramming our brain. And that's where my love for this podcast came in too, because the changes have to come from a subconscious level. Actually, fun fact, your conscious, which is what we use most of the time to do anything in life, actually makes up 10% of your brain function, whereas your subconscious, which is the stuff that we tend to keep suppressed or the things that we don't think about a lot, is 90% of our brain function. Think of that fancy picture that I'm sure we've all seen about the giant iceberg and there's only the tip of it showing and the rest is that huge body underneath. So I really want to break down rewiring your subconscious so that we change our thought patterns into a healthy place, because that's where changes are going to take place further. I also signed up for a hypnotism course, which I have to be honest, I don't know a ton about hypnotism, but I've always thought that it was pretty cool. I think that initially I thought it was scary just from like movies and stuff that I've seen where I'm like, I don't want anyone in my brain. That sounds like a terrible idea. Or like, what if they like rewire me to do something, I don't know, bad, right? Well, again, from Catherine Zankina, that I learned from her, that's not what it's about at all. I have purchased some meditations through her that include some hypnosis for manifestation and positive thoughts and self-love and that kind of stuff. And it fully breaks down that all it is rewiring the thoughts that you have subconsciously that are, deep seated, and helping you to make those things be your natural thoughts without even having to think. When you think the same bad thought over and over, a negative thought, like today's going to suck. Oh man, my life sucks. I'm going to be late. I'm always late. That becomes like a pathway in your brain. And it's the more we think the same thought over and over, it's harder to rewire it. That just becomes your brain's natural way of thinking. But again, back to neuroplasticity, which I mentioned in a previous episode, your brain can be rewired. It takes a lot of intentional focus. And that's kind of what that goes hand in hand with, is rewiring, thinking, I'm going to have an amazing day. I'm such a positive person. I am always on time. I always eat healthy. It might not feel natural for a while, as with all the things that I'm teaching you guys, but that's strictly just because it's a foreign concept to you, because your brain's used to thinking this way when you're teaching it to think a new way. And after you repeat these same steps over and over and over and over again, at some point, it's actually going to become just your natural way of thinking. That's why I talk a lot about your thoughts and reprogramming, because I want to make these things that we're learning in this challenge and all the concepts that I talk about on this podcast just become your way of living. So I don't know that I'm going to like start doing that as a side business, or if I'm just going to integrate it into what I'm already doing, but I just love to learn, and I decided to add a couple more things to my tool belt, because why not? It absolutely cannot hurt. So I want to challenge you guys to do something new, to learn something new, whatever that might be, whether it is taking a cooking class or taking a sip and paint class, one of those like classes where you go paint something and drink wine with your girlfriends. That's a fun way to do it. If you want to do it in a group setting, take a kickboxing class. Take a twerk class. I mean, go all out, whatever it is, do something new. So those are my challenges for you this week, is to stop saying, I know, start living it instead, and to go actually do something new. Maybe there is a course that you've wanted to do for a while and you haven't because you didn't think it was the time or whatever it might be. We all have a million reasons. But I highly encourage you guys to just go do the thing. So when it is the week leading up to this, I will also be doing a new thing. I haven't decided what it is yet. We'll see what feels right when the time comes, but I'm going to do it with you guys also. So I can't wait to elevate myself, try something new, and let's share it on social media. I want to be tagged in all the things that you're doing. I will make sure that I'm just totally open and honest with mine, because we need to continue to learn and push our boundaries and get comfortable in stepping outside of our comfort zone, because that's where real growth and real change is really going to come for us. So I hope that you actually take this and do this with me, because it's going to be a lot of fun and I'm super excited. So I will see you guys next week, and we'll see what challenge I have for you guys next time. I hope you have a fantastic day. See you all soon. Thank you guys so much for listening to today's episode. If you want to find out more, you can follow me on Instagram at Empowered with Deanna and my personal page, Fit Deanna Lolita. You can also visit me on my website, which is deannamerlinofit.com. Make sure that whatever platform you guys are listening on, please rate and subscribe. And this means so much to me. It's going to help get me out there to help so many other people. I'm so grateful that you're here with me on this journey of wellness and self-empowerment. I cannot promise that it will always be easy, but I do know that it will always be worth it. Stick with me, and together, let's start living as the version of us that we were meant to be. Because the world is waiting for your gifts, and you deserve to live the life of your wildest dreams and beyond. So friends, let's get empowered.